Hey guys, how's it going? Solo back at it with another Friday update video. It is the end of a trading week and we have a lot to unpack today. I'm going to tell you right up front, this is going to be a long video, but watch till the end because it's going to be worth your while. So let's get right into it. Let's look at the heat map here. We can see we had a rough day in the market. It's kind of 50-50 split between red and green, but the big tech stocks got hit hard. I mean, all the big tech stocks are down almost 2 to 3%. Amazon, Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft. The semiconductor, the entire sector got crushed. AMD down 3.6%, Micron down 2.9%, Nvidia down 4%, Intel down, Qualcomm. The entire sector was down. Pretty much all the big tech stocks that you would be considering playing were all in the red today. And if you missed it, if you're living under a rock, a certain elected official has been diagnosed as positive with the illness. And currently, as I'm making the video, I believe he is being transferred to or is already at the hospital. So things may not be looking so great right now. I know once the news broke last night, the futures or the pre-market trading was very red. However, we did rally right when the market opened. Let's take a look at AMD. So as we can see, AMD pre-market was down as much as 3.4%. We still open up in the red. We did rally a little bit in the first half an hour or so, promptly sold off until noontime and then just traded in the red, pretty much flat all day long, slowly selling off. You can see we were down 3.6% today, down another 0.6% after hours. I wonder if that's because of the news that the certain official is now being transferred to the hospital. But that meant that my 85 strike covered calls were safe. I will admit, yesterday I was fully expecting my calls to get called away, my shares to get called away, because I thought, AMD, we closed yesterday really close to 85. We were at a peak yesterday of about $84 and some change. So I thought we're going to have another green day and my shares of AMD are going to get called away. But for better or for worse, that did not happen. So I still own 200 shares of AMD. But on the plus side, I was able to collect max profit on my two covered calls that I sold them, albeit I left a little bit of money on the table. I sold them for $41 a piece. So I was able to collect $82 in max profit between my two contracts, and I still own shares of AMD. I still own 200 shares. So next Thursday, AMD is going to be unveiling their Zen 3 chipset. So I'm fully expecting a huge run up until Thursday. So I'm going to be looking to sell some more covered calls come Monday. And now the question is, which strike do I want to play? I'm probably going to sell them at least at 85. The real question is, do I want to gamble a little bit, sell them at 86 or 87, so if they do hit, I can collect some stock appreciation, but I will give up a little bit of premium. But looking right now, I mean, even the 87 strike is $75 in premium. So that's actually double pretty much what I got this week for my covered call. So that's looking pretty good right now. And if they do hit, I will get $200 in stock appreciation per contract. So that's $400 for two contracts plus $150 in premiums for the two contracts. So not a bad trading week if that does hit. So I'm going to be taking a look at that. The other thing is that although no official stimulus bill has passed, there have been rumors now at the end of the day that maybe they're going to pass what they're calling a skinny bill, meaning it's not the full stimulus, but it seems like it's better than nothing right now. So if that happens over the weekend or maybe early next week, that might give a little bit of a pump to the whole market as well. So we'll have to see if any news breaks over the weekend. I mean, I don't want the same thing to happen to me this week that happened with AMD, because this week I basically sold my covered calls early in the week. And as you can see, AMD continued to climb all week long. So if I waited until actually yesterday, I would have gotten a lot more premium for the same strike. So we'll have to wait and see. If it looks like we're going to end up having a green week, then I may hold off and be patient and sell my covered calls later. I mean, if AMD keeps rising every day up until, let's say, Wednesday or Thursday as the run-up to the conference, then maybe I'll just sell my covered calls on Wednesday or Thursday at the peak. That way I can collect max profit even if my shares don't get called away. So that's my play on AMD. Overall, had a good week. Let's just take a look at the return on capital this week. So $41 in max profit per contract divided by $8,500 in capital that I have in per contract. So that is a return on capital this week of 0.5%. Not too shabby. I mean, if you can do that every week for 52 weeks, that's 25% return, not including compounding for the whole year. So not too shabby at all. But my big winner. And before we get there, let's just take a look at the trading view graph here on AMD. So my technical analysis has been holding up right now because these are the daily candles. Yesterday, we broke above this area of resistance identified at about $83 and some change, but you can see today we were not able to sustain that. Intraday, we did get up that high, but we ended up closing again between this area of support at about 80 and this area of resistance at about 83. So next week, Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to be looking to see if again we can break above 83 and then confirm that we stay above 83 the following day. But this was our first red day in a row after 6 green days in a row on AMD. So that's my technical analysis. We're still trading above the 50 and the 21-day moving average. So a little bit of a setback today. But like I said, the whole market was kind of red because of the news that broke. So I'm not too worried about AMD. I'm still short-term bullish on them, at least maybe even mid-term bullish. I mean, people in the Twitter sphere are calling for AMD to be $90 or $100 by the end of October, which I fully believe can happen because they have their Zen 3 conference coming up next week. Then October 28th, they're going to release the GPU specs. So another big catalyst. And then here, if you can see, we have earnings coming up end of October, really the day before they're going to unveil their GPU. So 3 big catalysts on AMD that could send the stock soaring. I mean, we could potentially get over 100, to be honest with you, at the end of the month. So I do want to try and hold on to my shares and not get them called away because let's say we get to 100, that is $15 in stock appreciation because I got assigned my shares at $85. And if I have 200 shares at $15 of profit each, if AMD can get to 100, that's $3,000 of profit of stock appreciation that I could cash out on. So I do want to hold my shares as long as possible to kind of get some stock appreciation there because like I said, I am bullish short term on AMD. But now the moment everyone has been waiting for, my best friend right now, and that is Space Virgin Galactic. So if you've been following my channel this week, you know that I have 200 shares of Virgin Galactic that I was assigned at $19 a share. And I had 2 covered calls that were expiring today, one at the $20 strike and one at the $20.50 strike. So as we can see, Virgin Galactic actually closed the day at, after hours, we're trading below at $20.33, but we closed the day at $20.73. And at 5:30 p.m., when the options market really closes, it was trading for just under $20.50. I believe at the time the options expired, I was in the money on both options. So I believe both of my shares or both of my contracts should have my shares called away. So that means that I earned $100 in max profit on my 20 strike call, and then $80 in max profit on my $20.50 strike call. So that's a total of $180 plus $100 in stock appreciation because 20 strike minus my cost basis of 19 or where I was assigned the shares at, plus another $150 because $20.50 minus the $19 that I was assigned the shares at. So I earned a total of $430 just this week alone on Virgin Galactic. And so basically I completed the wheel. I did one full turn of the wheel because I initially sold cash good puts on Virgin Galactic. About 2 months ago, I ended up getting assigned 200 shares on those puts. And for about 2 months now, I've been selling covered calls, collecting premiums along the way. And finally today, I got all of my shares called away while getting max profit on those covered calls. So stay tuned for my video tomorrow. I'm going to do a full breakdown on exactly how much money I earned through the course of the whole wheel on Virgin Galactic. Because like I said, I earned $430 this week, but I also earned a bunch of premium for the past 2 weeks by selling covered calls, in addition to the premium that I collected on the initial cash good puts I got assigned on. So stay tuned for that video tomorrow coming up. It's going to take me a little bit of time to put that together because I got to track my trades and do a little math. But overall, great trades, great day, great week trading space because, $430, I owned 200 shares at $19 a pop. So I had $3,800 in capital tied up, right? So today, or this week I should say, to earn $430 on $3,800 in capital, that is a return on capital of 11.3% in just one trading week, right? And it's actually going to be more than that once I count for all the premiums I've been collecting along the way. So Space has been really good to me. I got very fortunate that we had a good pop early in the week, 25%. I thought I was going to end up bag holding these for a while, but you know, I'm looking pretty good right now. I'm happy about that. I freed up some capital. So maybe next week I'll start selling some more cash secured puts and start the wheel all over again. I was taking a look at the TradingView chart here on Space, and you know, we have this gap to fill between about $16.50 and about $18. So I am thinking about selling some more cash secured puts on Virgin Galactic next week, but I'll probably do them at the $16 strike price because that is going to be below two areas of resistance, below the 21 and the 50-day moving averages. So if I sell a weekly at, let's say it's the 16 strike, I'm not expecting it to get assigned more shares because, you know, analysts have rated Space as buy, set a price target of 35. Things look pretty bullish right now. It's been trading above the 50 and 21 day MAs. It's been bouncing between these resistance and support levels about 18 and some change and about $20. So I think that's going to be some good plays. And honestly, if I do get assigned more shares of Space, well, it's at a lower cost basis than what I initially got assigned on. And going back in time here, Space has not really traded around $14, $15 since June and maybe even May of this year. The lowest it's gotten in the past few months is about $14 and some change, basically just shy of $15, but it never ended up closing there. The lowest close was actually around $15.75 recently. So I think a 16 strike would be relatively safe, especially if people are bullish on Space. And like I said, my TA supports that. But that was my trading week. I had an overall great week. So I made $430 on Space plus $82 on my AMD covered calls. I made a total of $512 this week. I mean, boys and girls, forget about taco money. We're going to franchise. We're going to own a Taco Bell. Let's get it. So as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Hope you had a great trading week as well.